Hello everyone, FireCrests Gaming here and welcome back to another video. We're back with F1 2017 career mode, and yes, I know, I chickened out again and went into a new team. But simply put, I wanted a different car instead of the Toro Rosso because I actually recorded all the way up to Russia and then tried the Spain race, and I wasn't enjoying it at all. It kind of lost its charm with me, and also the mechanical problems were starting to get on my nerves, so I changed them to 50% races and it got it fixed instantly. So we redid Australia, we finished 4th as it normally was, and the results were Vettel, Hamilton, Bottas, ourselves, Raikkonen, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Stroll, Massa, Perez and Kvyat, I believe, for the top 10. And also, I do apologise for not uploading these as quickly. I took a big break, obviously. I didn't mean to do that. That was just, I didn't really feel like doing it, so I do apologise for that. But for now, let's get back into the action with qualifying for the Chinese Grand Prix. And it was a wet one. It wasn't nice on those intermediate tyres, I've got to say. And the Renault did feel quite nice though. And we were initially put, I believe, P2, and I thought it was a good enough lap, so I decided, you know what, let's retire from the session. Let's just move on. Surely, there's no way this could end up terribly and put us a million miles down the grid, right? And it didn't. We still ended up inside the top 10 for the start of the Chinese Grand Prix. So getting ready for the start of the Chinese Grand Prix, we have 3, 4, 5 lights. I apologise if the camera can advance, and it's go, go, go. Obviously 8th on the grid, so on the next 2, I believe it was Lance Stroll, and just behind Massa and Bottas, and then there's also one of the Red Bulls. I think it's Verstappen, I'm not 100% on that one. Going down now through turn 1, we're starting to slip it on the inside into 4th place now. Squeeze ourselves in between the both Red Bulls and Hamilton ahead. That has been a very nice start indeed to this Grand Prix. We're still falling. Actually, no, sorry, it's Bottas ahead. It was Hamilton who was lower down the grid. My bad. I didn't expect that at all to start this, but it's the 2 Ferraris 1st and 2nd, Bottas 3rd and ourselves in 4th. And you can see there the Red Bull swapping position. I believe that it is Verstappen overtaking Daniel Ricciardo. And there you go, up the inside, clean as you like. And Max gains into P5. Ricciardo down to P6 with Hamilton lurking in the wings in P7. We are just holding P4 for the time being. And moving on, I believe it's about lap 3, I think. We're going a bit wide through the long right-hander. We've just allowed Verstappen pretty much right through there. As we now, probably on the wrong camera angle for this. There we go, that's better. Now we can see, we'll get the slipstream back. We're not going to have the DRS, but we've also got to watch for Hamilton to see what he does. Oh, getting very, very close with Verstappen there. We're regaining P4, but he's trying to outbrake us into the hairpin. And we get the move done on him, and Hamilton's trying to get him down the action, but it's no good for Lewis Hamilton. Still not quite getting there, as I believe it is Vettel setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. We're not quite there, but we are still holding our own in P4. And on to, I think it's about lap 5 or 6 or so. Going through the 2 left-handers, and we made a bit of an error there. Then that's going to allow Max Verstappen through into 4th place. As now the cameraman is really earning his checks today, isn't he? Just brilliant work there as getting the shot of the cars earlier on. We're now trying to follow Max up, down the DRS straight. We're actually going to have DRS this time, but we also have Hamilton very, very close behind. We do need to watch for him this time. And now just closing on Verstappen. Hamilton doesn't seem to be closing on us. Down to standard mix. Down the inside of the Red Bull. Just about making it. Really putting up a massive fight there. And Verstappen down to P5. He's still, though, holding off Hamilton for the time being, which is extraordinary, it must be said. And this kind of became a recurring theme. It was they would attack down the DRS straight, and it would come to the braking zone, and the yellow flags are out for some reason. There's a car out of this race. And who's going to be the retiree of this Grand Prix? It's Lance Stroll! Oh, that's got to hurt. After running in the points earlier, I believe he was still in the points at the time of retiring, and, well, that's just unfortunate, to be honest. That is very, very unfortunate for the Canadian. On to lap 806. I can't quite tell from the preview. But we're still holding our own. Hamilton now has moved himself up to P5 as he's really now going for the dive bomb here. Wow, Hamilton from a long way back overtakes Verstappen and then tries to overtake ourselves, and he's trying to run side by side up to the final corner. Hand goes up, probably no need for that. We do hold our own over Hamilton. That was very, very close there. As Hamilton coming out of nowhere. We're definitely going to have a look at the back of that. And you see how far back he is at the moment. picks up the DRS from Verstappen, goes past him, that's fair enough. And look how far back he is. And he just dives us into the corner. I'm not sure if he locked up or not, I don't think it was. So that was a perfectly executed move by the AI. That was fantastic to see at the time. And on to lap 8, the same formula begins. Verstappen got back past Hamilton, I'm not sure where the Mercedes is. Down to the hairpin. Verstappen this time trying the outside line, which I think was better to defend with because I could just force them on the outside and make sure that they did not overtake. And we are starting to approach the pit window for the super soft runners. Not sure about our tyres. They should be able to go to about lap 10 or 11. Speaking of that, on lap 10 we have Hamilton behind us for company once again. And I'd rather it be Verstappen, I've got to be honest. Because Hamilton, very close there again. We dive it up the inside. Side by side still, we are fighting neck and neck in this Grand Prix, and Hamilton getting on the run. He's still trying, and we just are holding the 8th. It was Verstappen peels off into the pit lane there. And that's worth a replay with a fantastic camera angle to capture this. You could just see how close Hamilton got to the tyres. We're using every bit of track and then some up the inside, and that was just a spectacular fight. Something you expect to see online and not on an AI replay cameras, you've got to say that much. And still he tries around the outside and Verstappen off he goes. But boy, that was a tense moment, I've got to say. Now onto the following lap, we ourselves are going to make our pit stop, and Hamilton isn't. He's staying out for the time being as we nearly hit the wall. And Vettel's on behind us, but I think, yeah, he's already stopped. Then it is Ocon. We're still just waiting though to see what happens overall with the pit stops. So moving into the box, this is the first pit stop with Renault. How's it going to go? Pretty decent. And also, tip to you people, learn how to use the pit release assist, because you saw how fast the pull away was from the box. It was nothing like it was in Australia, and we did jump ahead of Verstappen in that time. So there are still a fair few people to make their pit stops, so we're not quite sure on where that stands at the moment. But we just got to still run our own race. It's 50% races, because that does actually help with the mechanicals of the car. It makes them wear out much in much less time. And there's another car out of this race, and who is it this time? Still winning is Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo's out of the race, and there's a safety car now on lap 12 of 29, I believe it is, or 28, or one of the two. But yeah, safety car deployed, and that is really going to screw us over because we just made our pit stop. So now everybody else is going to make a pit stop while we are still having to stick to our delta, and we're not going to be able to catch up in the meantime. So we could get stuck behind the, not slower cars, but people are going to use this safety car to their advantage. So we're going to see what happens, and yeah, we're behind Felipe Massa. I don't know what was with the engineer of that radio message, but don't ask. But as for Ricciardo, that is one of the few times I've seen a proper engine failure. I don't know what's with the glitchy animation of it, but never mind. But obviously, safety car period, not much is going to happen, so we're on to the restart. And this is quite interesting, I think, to watch now, because the AI do start to back up each other a lot on the safety car restarts. They're much better than last year, let's say. And Valtteri Bottas is the main person holding everyone up, number 77. I believe... no, Bottas hasn't made his stop. Raikkonen has made his stop, and so has Vettel. So Raikkonen should be going to the end, as should Vettel. So that does put us currently in P3, which would be a very good result. And going into the hairpin, here we go. We've got Felipe Massa to overtake ahead of us, and then it's Lewis Hamilton, who could be slowed down by slower cars ahead. As we are on the restart now, here we go. We've got a fairly decent restart. We've kept ahead of Verstappen and Grosjean, already out of the race. No idea what happened to the Haas driver, but oh, that's unlucky for the Frenchman as we head through the long turn 1, trying to get Felipe Massa up the inside, and we get the move done for P7 so far as he tries still to stick it down the inside. Fair dues to Massa. He actually does get down the inside and give us a fight there, and that's not going to help us catch Hamilton, but it does still prove some very good AI, I've got to say that. And down the inside once more, and yeah, we've got him this time. Easy peasy, P7. So now on the DRS straight. No DRS obviously because it's just a safety car restart. but it is Hamilton versus Sainz versus Hulkenberg. We have to dive it up the inside and just absolutely go for it. And I should add context that quickly. I had to flashback that because there was no way of doing that other than to dive it up the inside, or I would have made contact with a car. And what's going on? Raikkonen's in the pits. Raikkonen's in the pits. Well, Bottas pitted as well for his from his soft tyres. But what happened to Raikkonen? Gonna watch here. Bottas is in, and the Ferrari pit crews are now, which means Raikkonen had a drive-through penalty. Oh, that's gotta hurt considering the safety car only just came in not too long ago, and that's going to ruin his race. As we now, it kind of went back to the how it is normally as we fight Hamilton over the second place on the podium. Vettel realistically has just run away with this Grand Prix at this point, and he has got the win. As we're still trying to chase Hamilton, he is trying to maybe lure him back into the cars behind. On lap 20 of 28, there's still 8 and a bit laps to go. It is getting tense here, and we just have to keep Hamilton on the outside. But he does brake very, very late there and tries to get up around the outside. That's not going to work for you, buddy, I've got to tell you. So, moving still, it's just over and over again. They kept fighting, doing the same tactic over and over again, and still, I would not budge as Hamilton again. He's much closer this time. He moves to the inside. I did not need to see this. As he goes down the inside, going side by side into the hairpin, he's just there. But no, again, he kept the drive on him. It is so close. Lap after lap. It is near enough identical between me and Hamilton. There's nothing between us. And on lap 22 now, he goes to the outside again. And again, he's late on the brakes on the outside, but we just get that inside to where we could play defensive and try maybe back him into Felipe Massa. See if that'll work. See if we can overtake him on the straight. I don't think that's possible. But it's all I've got at this point. I've got to try, and realistically that just kept happening over and over again. The only thing that was quite interesting was the virtual safety car got deployed. I'm not sure what it was for. I think maybe someone lost their front wing, but we were about to have a bit of luck because on lap 24, Stoffel Van Dorn was running in the points until he got a puncture, which was a shame for him, but it worked out very well for us because round the long right-hander, Hamilton gets held up behind Van Dorn, and Verstappen now is trying maybe to get a run on the Mercedes. I don't think he will, and that is a shame, but we now have a good 3 or 4 second gap. Meanwhile, this man has had an untroubled race, just picked up from where Bottas and Raikkonen were, and he's going to come round the final corner as Sebastian Vettel wins the Chinese Grand Prix. Fantastic result for Ferrari, and he extends his lead at the top of the table. But Hamilton now comes round the outside on the final lap. This is it, throwing wheel to wheel, almost, I think, touching tyres. Not quite, maybe there was a little bit of contact. And now round, coming to the final corner, I think we've got this. Yeah, we've done this. It's second place for our second race with the Renault F1 team. What a race.
Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you pulled through. Thank you.
A great win then for the Maranello team today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium, and as the drivers make their way out, there's a familiar red suit making its way to the top step. Fantastic win for Ferrari. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It's a good result for Sebastian Vettel, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
My driver of the day, Crofty, was Danny Kvyat. Look at where he finished compared to where he started, and that's a great effort.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari extend their lead at the top of the championship. Meanwhile, Toro Rosso's strong weekend allows them to continue their march up the table. Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling instalment of this Formula One season.
So that'll do it for the Chinese Grand Prix. Thank you ever so much for watching. That was a pretty fun race in the end, I can't lie. But I can't deny that also we were very, very much on the defensive all race. So we're getting some more extra resource points. It's not getting enough to get an upgrade. And yeah, we've just got to give it everything for the rest of the season and see how we do, improving our reputation with Renault and our reputation with other teams. But yeah, if that's what's said and done, then I will see you guys when we regroup for Bahrain. Take care, guys, and goodbye.